At least we're not in jail.
We're in the arena.
I'm in the arena trying things. Yeah, there we go. Is my hair very poofy?
You're so self-conscious about your hair being poofy. I think your hair looks good.
Because I used to look like a Beatles kid.
Okay, so today we're talking about FTX and Voyager. What do you want to talk about today?
Let's start with FTX.
Well, one thing I do want to start the video off saying, for people who didn't watch our last video, is that FTX creditors are technically being made whole. The FTX Chapter 11 team has stated that it's very likely that FTX creditors will be made whole, but being made whole, for those of you who haven't been paying attention, is being made whole based on petition date prices back when Bitcoin was worth about $16,000, I believe, yeah?
16.8.
Yeah, and now Bitcoin's obviously, I mean, I think today we hit $52,000. So, I mean, that is still quite a loss, but I guess that's just bankruptcy code. I did just want to start with that for anyone who didn't watch our last video.
And the judge has approved it.
The judge has approved it. Okay.
The judge has approved valuing claims based on the petition date, but that excludes any argument as to whether the digital assets held by FTX customers were their property or not. So basically, the best argument against dollarization is, well, in the terms of service, it said that the coins were always going to remain in my property, and yet we're getting dollarized, we're not getting our coins back. And
So
the
they're
judge is
selling
like,
customers' property.
right. And so the judge is saying, look, that's a great argument. Let's hold it for later. Let's have that conversation later. But for all practical purposes, you're getting fucking dollarized, bitch. So today in FTX, I spent quite a bit of time reading through filings. And one of the filings that really, really, really concerns me is the filing to extend the bar date when you have to file a proof of claim. So the initial bar date to file a proof of claim was, I think, September 29th. And the bar date has been extended for certain claimants that were marked as contingent to February, I think, 19th or 26th. Great content, Louis, not even precise on the dates. I should have probably looked that up before we did this video.
We can start this over.
The new bar date is February 26th, as I stated earlier.
And a bar date is the date that you need to file your claim.
Correct. And that only applies to creditors whose claims were marked as contingent. And those creditors are creditors that had locked tokens in their claim, which...
Like Serum?
Like locked Serum, or even better, locked Luna. That very valuable locked Luna. So why am I worried about this? I'm worried about this because it seems incredibly harsh, because they say all other creditors essentially can go F themselves. And if you haven't filed by the bar date, technically the debtors don't have to pay your claim out. So
really?
Yeah. So if there was a distracting beep going on.
That's okay.
If you had a claim against FTX, if you haven't filed your proof of claim by the bar date, unless you're marked contingent and then you can file today, you're technically fucked. I think that's the technical term.
You really don't think they're going to pay out? Because Celsius customers, I never filed a claim. It's Celsius, and I still got my payout. So
I didn't say I didn't think they would pay out in the end. I'm just saying that according to their documents, according to the language that they are putting out, they are looking at reducing the total amount of claims payable by not having to pay out people who haven't filed proofs of claim. Why do I think that's unbelievably unfair? One, that's unbelievably unfair because most of the creditors don't speak English as their first language. Most of these creditors, 90% of the creditors, have $10,000 or less in claims against FTX. Why would they get legal counsel for that? A lot of these creditors come from countries in which getting a U.S. bankruptcy lawyer is not an easy task. So my conclusion is that is so outrageous.
Yeah.
That I don't think it'll see the light of day. Like, that's my personal speculation, is that the judge would not accept that the debtors say, look, all of these bozos did not file proofs of claim on the website, hence no claim for them. Now, if you disagree with the scheduled claim that you have, and there's a schedule of claims, you had until the bar date to object to the schedule.
When was the bar date for most customers?
29th of September.
Wow, that's far back.
And the new bar date for people with contingent claims is February 26th. Now, like, this is not legal advice or financial advice. If you had a contingent claim on FTX, you should file that proof of claim ASAP if you have not already filed. If you have already filed, don't touch it.
But I assume
Uh,
most customers did not file a proof of claim because I didn't file a proof of claim with Celsius. So I hope that
well,
those
was there
people
a
do not.
digital portal on which it was easy to file a proof of claim on Celsius?
You could do it digitally. I don't know if there was like an actual portal or if you just had to fill it out in like a PDF or anything, but I didn't do it. So
I can't remember. On FTX, to be fair to them, to the debtors, they have made it abundantly clear that you have to do this. I don't think it'll hold. What will stand is the KYC. You need to fill in the KYC. That is without a doubt.
is there a deadline to fill out the
Not
KYC?
yet, but there obviously is going to be a deadline, but they have yet to set this deadline. And so I am waiting with anticipation to hear what this deadline is.
How do FTX customers go about doing the KYC? I'm not a customer, so I'm not
Yeah.
getting the emails.
So I think this is good information. So what you do is that you go to www.claims.ftx.com and you log in. It'll ask you for your 2FA and password and 2FA, and then it'll ask you to confirm your email address. So that's a second 2FA, if you will. And then once you've done that, you go down to step 5 is file proof of claim. You scroll to the bottom of step 5. It's actually not that visible, the button, if you're not a reader. So if you're not reading what it says on the platform, you might miss it. But all the way at the bottom of the page, there's a long banner that says file proof of claim. You should click on that.
I want to see if I can pull this up on.
There you go. So to log in, you have to scroll down.
So you scroll down.
There.
Get started?
And there you select the debtor entity. And if you're a .com creditor or a US creditor, you click on different parts.
This is where it ends for me.
Because you are lucky enough to not have an FTX claim.
Yes. Your girl just had a Celsius claim, but okay.
It's amazing to me. And this is where the sponsor of your video can come in.
Brief pause, but I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Claims Market. It looks like FTX creditors are likely to be made dollar whole, but we don't know how long that could really take. It could potentially be years before FTX creditors see a payout. And it looks like FTX creditors will be paid out in fiat currency, so they're losing all exposure to crypto. Well, Claims Market offers FTX creditors a pathway to immediate liquidity. Claims Market is the largest crypto claims marketplace where you can list your bankruptcy claim for sale, and almost 50 onboarded buyers will compete and bid for your claim to make sure sellers get the best price. FTX claims prices continue to increase, and the generic pricing for large claims above $1 million is currently between 75 to 80% of the claim value. Just to be clear, not all claims sell within the 75 to 80% range. There are other factors involved like claim size and preference exposure, but overall, this is the absolute highest that claims have ever been sold. By the way, in case you haven't calculated the value of your FTX claim, Claims Market recently added a claims calculator at claims-market.com. If you click on FTX calculator in the upper menu, you can input your unique customer code to find the value of your claim at petition date prices, the quantity and names of the tokens you held in FTX, as well as locate your claim in the March and June 2023 Schedule Fs and in the amended January 2024 Schedule F if applicable. Claims can be sold quickly, sometimes even on the same day that they're listed, and you can view this on a transparent transaction history at claims-market.com. In fact, Claims Market is the only broker to have publicly visible transparent documentation. The majority of trades are confirmed within 2 to 3 days of listing, and once a trade is confirmed, buyers are contractually obligated to send payment to the seller within 2 business days. There are 0 fees to the seller for listing or directly selling their claim, only for small claims that Cherokee buys. In other words, if you're in need of immediate liquidity so that you can reinvest back into the crypto market or do whatever you want with that cash, without having to wait potentially years in bankruptcy, Claims Market is an excellent choice. Claims Market is credible. They've actually transacted the most crypto claims in all bankruptcy cases, including FTX. In fact, over $300 million of crypto claims have been traded on Claims Market in the past year. They also have almost 150 5-star Google reviews. If you'd like to sell your claim or get more information, you can find Claims Market on Twitter at claims_market, on YouTube at Claims Market, on LinkedIn under Cherokee Acquisitions. And to be clear, I'm not telling you to sell your claim. I would never tell you what to do with your own money. But again, if you're in need of immediate liquidity and don't want to sit through a potentially multi-year bankruptcy, Claims Market is an excellent choice.
The sheer volume of claims being traded in FTX is staggering. I think there's a large exit from large holders that are all selling their claims en masse right now. And we're seeing a lot of volume in small claims too. Like people want out.
It makes sense because ultimately, for those of you who haven't been paying attention, as we just mentioned, customers may be made whole, but you're being made whole in dollar terms and you're only getting fiat back, unlike Celsius, where Celsius customers are getting Bitcoin and ETH. You guys are just being paid out in cash. So if you guys want exposure
And
to
according to
crypto,
the plan, we're limited to 100% recovery. So, and you risk that 30% withholding tax. I do see the incentive to sell now, move on, and, get exposure to crypto again or whatever you want to do with your money.
yeah. And the 30% withholding tax is for foreign customers, right? Non-US
Yeah,
customers.
non-US.
But yeah, honestly, it does make sense to me personally. Also, this is not because I'm sponsored by Claims Market. I'm just saying that, oh, hello, Otto.
Otto has his banana sweater on because it's a little chilly today.
Oh, Otto's so cute. Otto looks like a little rat, but we love Otto. We collectively all love Otto.
He's
Hi,
an
Otto.
expert on FTX, by the way.
Otto's an expert on FTX.
He hears me talk about FTX all day, and he never complains as long as he has snacks.
Oh, we love a lot. But okay, see, I don't have an FTX customer claim. I didn't have any money in FTX, but honestly, FTX versus Celsius, I would be much more enticed to sell my claim having an FTX claim because you're only getting dollars back. If you want any exposure to the crypto market, like I think right now claims are selling at almost in the 80%, some of them depending on the size of your claim. But if you want to get exposure to crypto, you can get some cash and then buy crypto if you think it's going to go up a lot more than this.
Or do whatever you want. What I don't understand personally is why you would hold on if you have a $10 million claim and it sells for 80 cents on the dollar and you're based out of Singapore. If you're getting a 30% withholding on the 100% distribution, why wouldn't you sell? Somewhat
Yeah.
obvious to us? I don't know.
The math there just actually just makes sense to sell. I don't know what happens if you are exposed to the withholding tax. I don't know if that's factored into your claim, like how much you can sell your claim or not, but
No. If you sell your claim, you don't have to pay the withholding.
but like, do customers who are international maybe get lower amounts for their claims? I don't know.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah, it makes sense. Anything else you think that FTX customers need to know right now?
So another big highlight that I've now done a lot of work to estimate when a first payout is likely to happen. And given all the things that need to happen, I think the first payout is likely to happen not before February 2025. I think that is would be so awesome if I am proven wrong. I am a very large, for me at least, claim holder in FTX, lost a bunch of my money on FTX. I would love that to be earlier, but given where we're at in the process, I think there's so much left to figure out that I don't see how we can go through, a first disclosure statement. We haven't even seen one. So,
Yeah.
step one
Totally.
is a first disclosure statement. Step two is getting comments on the disclosure statement. Step three is usually a negotiation and like a second disclosure statement. They're not doing FTX 2.0, so we are skipping the whole stalking horse process, thank God. Although I would have loved to see FTX 2.0, that stuff would have delayed it even further. Then we need to get a system in place to vote for a plan. They haven't even, I've looked at the fee descriptions from the lawyers. They haven't even begun talking about a voting system to vote on the plan.
Oh God.
I
With
haven't seen
Celsius,
a
they
single.
basically made us a portal. We were emailed a link to a portal with some unique
Yes.
code, and then that's how they did it. But
I voted on the Celsius plan.
yes.
I actually
Okay.
voted to reject the Celsius plan because I thought it was absolute horseshit. I was in the minority. There was a 98% vote to approve it because creditors wanted to get out of Chapter 11 as soon as possible, and they were right to.
I did like the brick plan a little bit more, or I liked like an orderly wind down a little more. I don't know.
Obviously. It's a scam. We weren't given the option to vote for that. We were like, more pain or this pain? And it was
Yeah,
just
exactly. Okay, so then they would have to figure out a means through which customers could vote, and then customers would have to vote. And then, so what are the next steps that would need to occur before customers see a payout?
Okay, so then if customers all vote in favor of the now, 3 times disclosed plan, the plan then needs to be approved. So the plan is voted and approved. And then there needs to be a confirmation hearing with the judge. The judge needs to do a bunch of stuff, and weeks go by, and maybe you get that done by like July. Okay, if we get approved, I mean, that just seems like really ambitious.
Yes.
And so, tag on a few months, we're in September. If we get to plan confirmation in September, that I think that would be a miracle. But then they don't have a payment partner or system, unlike in Celsius.
Yeah, in Celsius, we're using Venmo, PayPal, and Coinbase. FTX has not secured a payment partner to pay out customers any distribution. So,
Right. The current plan is checks in the mail via Kroll. And
oh,
Kroll have like been very slow at processing stuff, proofs of claim, etc. So like,
yeah.
okay, maybe by miracle in December they're ready to start doing payouts. But December has all these holidays. So that's going to be slowed down. January, things go slow in January. And if there's court hearings, there's like another couple of court hearings that we need to have, then we're into February.
I mean, I think that makes sense. I wouldn't expect money anytime before that either, because I feel like everything in Celsius bankruptcy just moved so slow. There were so many delays and extensions, and I would expect FTX to go the same. Every little
Yeah.
step that Louis just described, I would expect to take like months, maybe. Like it's
Have
such a
you
slow
gotten
process.
your Celsius payout?
I finally got my payout.
Oh,
0.55
congratulations.
bitcoins and 8.3 ETH. Yeah. What a
I have
what a
not
happy day.
received an email. I haven't even
Oh,
received an
really?
email. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh my God, it's like past their deadline to have sent their email to you. Wow.
I'm just saying that, like, okay, if you've gotten your payout now, your first payout from Celsius, you might get another one.
Crypto, you think? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
I
I
don't think they'll
expect it
work
to be
that out.
I expect it to be small if there is another payout. I expect it to just be a
Yes,
few percent extra. So I think
correct.
that was the lion's share of what we're getting back. And
Yes.
I don't put any weight in the Ionic stock, so I'm not super optimistic about that. But
I do not either. Sorry
yes.
to say.
Okay, so FTX, it's going to be a long, slow, grueling process. So don't expect anything anytime soon and only expect fiat currency back. And obviously, it's an option to sell your claim if you'd like to. I am sponsored by
I
Cherokee.
Yeah,
Claim
I
sponsor.
forgot to even mention there's a step that we forgot is that like they're gonna have to do then a payout KYC.
A payout KYC.
Well, so
Oh, what
they
do you mean?
haven't
Like,
finished the KYC process already on original claimants. And given that they have not gotten a partner like PayPal or Coinbase that would do that, they would have to do it themselves to then, get people to issue W8 bens. Ironically, it was easier in Celsius to pay people out crypto than it was to pay out 2 million creditors in cash, in US checks.
that sounds like it's going to be a pain in the ass. God. And I assume people have moved or will move by the time the payouts have happened. And it sounds like it's going to be a nightmare.
My prediction, which I'm always wrong, my prediction is that unless anything changes, there will be a mass exodus from creditors who are following the case. And this case started with 2 million creditors, and you'll end up with like a few 100,000 because a lot of creditors are going to be like 80 cents on the dollar. I'm out.
Sell my claim.
So
Yeah,
and it's already
it makes
happening.
sense.
We're definitely over 1.1 billion of claims
In what?
sold.
Oh, wow. I probably would sell my claim if I was an FTX. Not advice, not legal advice, not financial advice. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
What other fun facet? I think Voyager for me is the most interesting. And like, obviously, I'm incredibly biased right now about Voyager because I really want to buy some Voyager claims.
Why do you want to buy
Why?
Voyager claims?
Okay, why does Louis want to buy Voyager claims? Louis wants to get involved with the Voyager bankruptcy because I see a lot of opportunity in the Voyager bankruptcy. Voyager has already distributed most of its assets back to creditors, and they've had a 30 or so percent recovery. And what's left in the Voyager bankruptcy is the lawsuit against Alameda Research and a big claim against Three Arrows Capital. In bankruptcy parlance, that's called a stub.
Mhm.
Now, I want to buy some of these stubs. I'm most interested in getting big enough so that I have a seat at the table, essentially. I want to look at that Three Arrows bankruptcy.
Mm.
There's
Okay,
no
so
public documentation on it.
Mhm.
And I want to get involved because I know there's some fucky business going on there. As we've learned from FTX and Celsius, if you are getting defrauded and a company in crypto goes to Chapter 11, if you think that's the end of you getting fucked, it is not. It is the beginning. And that is in the public realm, right? The Celsius, like Newco, and the abuse that the lawyers have put creditors through of siphoning off excessive fees. Same thing in FTX, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what's happening in 3AC? It's not public.
Yeah.
I'm dying to find out.
Louis wants to find out. Louis loves a bankruptcy. Love it.
Reach out. If you have a Voyager claim, please reach out and let's see if we can do some business. I'll buy your stub from you at a fair price. And then I can get involved.
Louis wants to get involved. Louis is interested. Not sponsored by Louis.
Not
but
sponsored by Larry.
but Louis is interested. And I will put Louis' Twitter handle right here. Louis Orini. So yeah, Louis is interested.
The conclusion of this video is if you guys have a Voyager claim, I'm super keen.
You should follow Louis. You can message Louis only if you have a blue check mark. Apparently, you can message Louis unless you turn that off. But
I
Louis
turned it off.
Origni.
I turned it off.
Oh, you can all message Louis. His
Yeah.
Twitter is Louis Origni. We always love having Louis on the channel. Louis is a great on-screen presence. You're
Thank
a good
you.
speaker.
I
You're a
try my
good
best.
speaker. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
compliments. I don't get those often.
We love having Louis on the channel. Isn't he engaging? Isn't he
Thank you,
lovely,
everybody.
man? People love Louis.
People like
Yeah.
Otto better. Come on, Otto. Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
take this
Otto
dog
is
out. He's
great.
been a bit sick.
Okay, you can take Otto out.
Say goodbye to everybody on Tiffany Fong's channel.
Oh, bye, Otto. Bye, Louis. We love you both. And thank you for the FTX update. There will be more coming.
There will be more. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Useful for my OnlyFans, I guess.
Well, I put my phone inside of the ring.
It's quite elaborate, isn't it?
Is it? I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah, but I'm fucking dumb.
Yeah, Louis isn't the smartest.
Look, I was not made for this practical stuff, huh?
Not the brightest bulb.
No. What's frustrating in my life is that I'm not the brightest bulb, right? Which is fine. Unlike my father is super fucking good looking, an unbelievably talented artist.
Mm.
I'm like, he's got all the fucking skills. And what can I do? I'm like,
is he good at math? You seem good at math.
My dad didn't even graduate high school.
So you have some things on your dad.
Ooh, I graduated high school. He got expelled from 7 schools. I've only gotten expelled from 1.
And that's kind of badass that he got expelled from 7. That's pretty cool.
It served him well
because I guess you're putting it on a desk, huh? See, so I have my stand like literally standing on the ground, so maybe that's why it works for me. Maybe it's not practical for you, and you'll have to.
No, it's working. What I'm saying is, it's too bright outside. So
yeah,
really,
well, I mean, I use it to put my phone in, and then I stream from my phone. But you're on your laptop. But you don't have to change it. It's perfectly fine. You can try it next time.
Okay, wait. Why don't I fucking try this?
Okay.
Not fucking rocket science. I understand.
Okay. See, he is smart, guys.
Well, see, he is smart.